This is a live channels television event.
I want to appreciate you and to say I love you. Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor of Imo State, my political son, thank you. The Speaker of Imo State House of Assembly and all honorable members here present, my great partners in progress, God bless you. Members of my State Executive Council, here again, too numerous to mention, my colleagues and my partners who have steered the ship of governance for these 3 years, thank you very much. As Imam, as Owerri, the custodian of our tradition, and all the traditional rulers here present, too numerous to mention, thank you for being part of this great history. My special advisors, my special assistants, my executive assistants, my principal officers, my chairman of various local governments, the chairman of CAN and all members of CAN here present, the CGC women, CGC youth, CGC CLO, CGC Secretary General, and all the CGC members here present, friends of Imo State, and of note, Chief Alhaji Dr. Kashim Imam, the PDP popularly known as Kashim Famula. You're most welcome to Imo State. Your Excellency, the former governor of Edo, Governor Oyegun, thank you for being here. The Commissioner of Police, the Army Commander, the SS, all the members of the paramilitary here present, too numerous to mention. Again, to the rest of you, there's no better way to acknowledge you than to say, my people, my people. Let me welcome all of us to a great land that God carefully made, called Imo State, the brain box of the nation, the land that is leading in sports, the land that is leading in movies. The Genevieves, the Rita Dominics of this world are from this state. The land that is known for academics, the BU Zeribes are from this place. The land that is leading in the area of judiciary, the Justice Oputa, may his soul rest in peace, is from Imo State. The land that is leading in many spheres of life, too numerous to mention. The land that also has very powerful politicians, the good, the bad, and the ugly. The Aton Zeribes, the Iwanyangus, the Letenworms, the Msambakwe, the Ararumes, the Hakims, the Udemwas, and all these politicians of note. It's left for you to place them where they belong, between the good, the bad, and the ugly. But even in spite of this, these great sons of Imo State are my brothers, and I acknowledge them at this occasion. Today will mark my third State of Imo Address since I became your governor, and this has become our culture, that yearly the governor of Imo State will address the Imo people, and indeed by extension the nation and the world at large, telling them the prospects in our state, where we are yesterday, where we are today, and where we want to be tomorrow. It's also provided me opportunity to discuss some national issues as it affects our people. But unfortunately today, our nation, my fatherland is going through a very difficult moment, a very trying moment that has left most of our people confused, frustrated, and daily weeping and mourning. This is not the Nigeria of our collective dream and aspiration. I remember particularly the 237 Chibok girls that today our nation cannot say their whereabouts. Somebody or some group of people have taken them against our nation's wish but yet our nation cannot get these children back. We have mourned. We have cried for the daily bombing in Jos. We have cried for the daily bombing in Yobe, in Borno, in Kaduna, in Kano, and all these states of our nation. The Nigerians now are living with confusion and fear every day. This is again not the nation of our dream. Many have chosen that we'll mourn all the rest of our life. Many have even chosen that we'll demonstrate and see whether this will come to an end. Many have pointed accusing fingers. Some have even politicized the situation, only to find out whether that can bring an end to this ugly situation. But it looks like there's hopelessness in our nation. But let me assure all of us that this is a trial moment for our nation. And this is perhaps what other great nations of the world have gone through before they got to the point of greatness. Even in spite of these challenges, I see probable great things to come in our nation. So do not be dismayed. Nigeria must move forward. Therefore, while we mourn, and while we sympathize with the families who have lost their loved ones and who cannot find their loved ones, I suggest that Nigeria should take a drastic action, more action-oriented than taking the path of mourning. And I suggest and advise that our president, our lovely president, do take responsibility and convene an emergency meeting of all stakeholders, because this is not the time to say this is my political enemy or my political friend. What is before us is more than the political enemies that exist. All forces, all political parties must join hands together to fight this ugly trend, because it's an evil wind that blows no one any good. I was at the hospital at Asokoro, and I saw 7 young men lying on the bed, almost lifeless. One of them is from Imo State, another from Benue, another from Kano, one from Lagos, and one from Ogun, and so many counting. So this is not a tribal war. This is not a war against any religion or against